Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudira. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, Chapter 22, Text 56. Just read the verse word for word, and then translation and purport. Arthe hyavidyamanepi samsmritirna nivartate dhyayato vishaya asya swapne narthagamo yatha. Arthe, in truth, he certainly avidyamane, not existing, api, even though some smriti, material existence, na nivartate, does not stop, dhyayata, who is meditating, vishayan, on the objects of sense gratification, asya, for him, swapne, in a dream, anartha, of unwanted things, agama, the coming, yatha, just as. Translation. For one who is meditating on sense gratification, material life, although lacking factual existence, does not go away, just as the unpleasant experiences of a dream do not. Purport. One may object that if Lord Krishna insists that material life is false, then why should one endeavor to stop it? The Lord therefore explains here that although not factual, material life stubbornly continues for one addicted to sense gratification, just as a frightening dream continues for one merged in sleep. Merged in sleep. The word avidyamana, not existing, means that material life is based on mental concoction, in which one thinks, I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a doctor, I'm a senator, I'm a street sweeper, and so on. A condition so enthusiastically performs his activities based on the imaginary identification of the body. Thus, although the spirit soul exists and the body exists, the false identification with the body does not exist. Material life based on a false idea has no factual existence. After one awakens from a dream, the dim reflection of the dream may linger in one's memory. Similarly, one engaging in devotional service of the Lord may be troubled sometimes by the dim reflection of sinful life. One should therefore become strong in Krishna consciousness by hearing the Lord's instructions to Sri Uddhava. Would you like to say something?
You start.
Actually, we read this, I remember, it was the same.
Do we have the text in English somewhere?
Yes.
Database.
I'll just bring my phone.
No, you have to speak. You have to speak.
Някой няма ли телефон? Порете гледа бърз.
Speaker once again.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we discussed, this is a verse which Krishna uses these words, dhyayato vishayan, like in the Bhagavad Gita, dhyayato vishayan pumsa. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa. By meditating on the objects of sense gratification, one becomes entangled. So, and then one gradually falls down and first develops attachment, and then desire to enjoy, and then by frustration, if that's not possible, develops anger, and etc. So here Krishna says, by meditating on the objects of sense gratification, the soul becomes engrossed in the material consciousness, and remains just like someone who is sleeping, swapna, in the unwanted dream. And although Krishna says avidyamane, it does not exist, this material existence or the identification with it, it remains for one who is absorbed in sense gratification. Found it?
So everybody says something, or what's the system?
Yes, we just, whoever wants to comment or
Open
say
discussion.
something. Yeah, open discussion.
Yeah, like the whole subject matter of dream, it's a very broad subject matter. And in different places in the Bhagavatam and other scriptures, what is this?
Yeah, this is because some devotees participate in online. So they also sometimes say something.
Really?
Yeah.
The different purports, the material existence is being compared to a dream. And then a question is being raised. We have the awakening state of a material existence, which is also compared to a dream. And then we have within that dream of material existence, we also have a sleep, the sleep condition. You awakened, that's already a dream. Then we have within the dream the sleep condition. And then we have the sushupti, deep sleep without any dream. And then a question is being raised: what is our identity? We are already dreaming, then we are sleeping, then we have a dreamless sleep. So who are we really? What is our identity? And then the Turiya state is being explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the fourth dimension, the three dimensions, and then the fourth, which is the transcendental existence, transcendental platform. And another example Srila Prabhupada gave is the example of a cinema. Material existence is also being compared to a cinema, because in a cinema, the movie is so realistic that people even get emotionally absorbed in that movie. Some people even fall in love with a particular actor in the movie. Sometimes they're afraid, sometimes they're laughing, sometimes they're crying. Why is it so emotionally involving? Because it reflects reality. The whole movie, whatever we see in a movie, it exists somewhere else in reality. And if we imagine that what we see on a screen in a movie theater, these are only the three color combination, RGB,
Yes.
RGB, the three color combination bouncing on a white screen. That's all. But it is so realistic, so capturing. But similarly, the movie of material existence, it is emotionally so involved, so realistic, because it reflects reality, which exists somewhere else, in Vaikuntha, in the spiritual world. So that's also a very nice example. Somebody else? Dream, material existence, realization, any realizations? Why I have this? English text. I thought you have discussions, no?
Yeah, but they are they are too timid now. In your presence, they just don't feel saying anything. Or you can ask questions. So, I was thinking, Maharaj, yes, this, and sometimes in the dream we also dream, or we dream that we're dreaming.
Yeah, we
So
dream within a dream. When we dream, we hear the alarm clock. Within the dream, we wake up. And then again, we wake up. And we're confused.
It was said that if you sleep and don't dream, it's in fully Tamaguna. If you dream, it's Rajaguna. And if you're waking, some kind of stuff. Can you say something about this?
That's another point, that the living entity doesn't have the creative ability of dreaming. The jiva cannot create dreams. So that's also all arranged by Paramatma. The Vedanta Sutra is stated. The whole dream world we experience in sleep is all created by Paramatma. So it's amazing what the Lord arranges for the living entity. He manifests the entire material creation for us, for the living entities, innumerable universes, the planetary systems, all the wonderful varieties of material existence. Everything is being facilitated by Lord Krishna for the independent desire of the living entity to enjoy. And even within the dream, Krishna creates the dream world that we can live out our desires in the dream. He combines all the material impressions throughout the day, throughout the years, perhaps even previous life, samskaras. Everything is being combined in a dream. It's amazing what Lord Krishna arranges for the living entity. Although it wants to separately from the Lord exist and enjoy, and still Krishna provides so many facilities. So devotee, he develops a sense of deep gratitude. So whatever he's
so rare, and yeah,
it is rare,
isn't it? Because we, as you said, we are usually, where's the Vishaya? Where's the objects of which we're used to being so close and associating and attached to? And
I think that's rather quickly that devotees wonder where's Krishna. Not fully developed Ripalamba Seva, but just I'm practicing where's Krishna.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't feel anything. I don't really feel Krishna's presence. That rather develops quickly. And again, that's the test for the devotee, because he might feel discouraged. I'm practicing, but I don't really experience Lord Krishna's presence. Just theoretically and philosophy, holy name is supposed to be non-different from Krishna, but I don't really experience it. And that's a test. It's a challenge for the devotee. And then a devotee has to dive, deeper into the practice of Krishna consciousness. In the beginning, the tendency is to practice in a sense of a lot of quantity.
Increase the quantity, numbers.
Many rounds and Harinam, Sankirtan, so much service and quantity, so much prasadam, quantity, everything quantity. But then he runs out of energy. Like we could give the example of if you have to run for 20 meters, you can start very fast, very quick, because it's a short distance. But Krishna consciousness is a long distance. So rather, starting very, very, fast and quickly, and then you run out of energy and you stop. It's better to do everything like that you can maintain. You can, you can maintain your energy. You can last longer.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't discourage devotees if they want to chant more rounds. It's fine, but don't run out of energy.
Yeah.
Distribute the energy that you can continue. And then, of course, go deeper. That's the whole point. Go deeper into the practice. You can read Srila Prabhupada's books. You just read, or you can study. Study, make notes. What does Srila Prabhupada really mean when make notes, ask questions, consult devotees. What is your understanding of this particular point? Rather just reading, closing the book, reading. There's a great difference between reading and studying. Study or reading. So to go deeper means we study. We begin to study Srila Prabhupada's books. What else we can do in a deeper, more deeply? That's one example. Instead of just reading, you study. What else we can do deeper? Chanting
more carefully.
Can you give some examples of how to chant in a deeper way? Some example, you can think of some example. How to chant deeper. I can hardly hear you.
When we would chant in the morning, of course, the mind would be more concentrated, and if we would have probably the surroundings of more devotees also chanting or Prabhupada.
Again, that here.
Louder.
Okay, I said that maybe to chant deeper, it's also concerning the time when we are chanting in the morning, when we can concentrate, and also if we are surrounded by the vibration from other devotees like Prabhupada or just other devotees together, and also with the mood of I would like to hear the mantra. I would like to hear this vibration, and with the mood of okay, now I would listen, and if I'm doing that for Krishna, or I'm praying to Krishna for service, or just listening to that, not like we're doing something else or we're looking at phones. Like we would communicate with somebody we respect, we would try to think that we are communicating, or we are listening to, we are trying to say something. So in that mood of, okay, now this is the time when I could...
deeper will develop, in what we do before chanting, what we do after chanting. That depends on how deep our chanting is. But otherwise, the chanting, we just have to listen. That's the process. That's the deepest process while chanting. You listen to that sound vibration. sometimes we hear devotees saying, while chanting, you should think of this, think of that, think of Krishna. No. There are a number of letters by Srila Prabhupada where disciples, what shall I do with my mind while chanting? Prabhupada always replied, just what is the difficulty? Just listen. That's the process. We have to listen to that sound. Because if we prematurely think of Krishna's pastimes while chanting, prematurely, Prabhupada mentioned that it should not be done in an artificial way. He used that word, artificial. We should not artificially try to think of Krishna's pastimes while chanting. It has to develop in a natural way. By purification, the mind becomes purified. While chanting and attentively listening, then the Lord's pastimes, his qualities, etc., begins to manifest. It cannot be done prematurely. Because if we do it prematurely, we become distracted from listening. But the perfection is we attentively listen, and at the same time, one thinks of Krishna because they reveal, they manifest. You don't have to artificially endeavor to do it. So that's a very important point. The deep always means listening. And then everything develops in a natural way. Any other example of what can we do in a deeper way while performing our sadhana bhakti services?
When we chant more rounds, like if you chant more than 25 or more than 30 and 40, and you cannot stop actually chanting after this. When you explain me that you cannot start to chant Gayatri before, after you chant 1,000
1,000.
Yes.
I cannot follow. What, 1,000 what?
1,008 Gayatri?
No, 1,008 names of Krishna when he was in Himalaya. And he says he cannot stop chanting after.
You chanted for so many that you couldn't stop chanting.
I couldn't stop chanting?
Yeah, in the Himalayas, you once said. You chanted 1,008? No, 108.
108?
Yeah, 108 rounds.
Yes.
Okay, 100. Okay, and then you said you couldn't stop.
Yeah. It was very difficult to stop. I had another problem. Yes, in that sense, also deeper. Rather just, strictly. Oh yeah, one time Srila Prabhupada, he was chanting with his disciples, chanting rounds. And when Prabhupada finished his 16 rounds, he threw his bead bag away on the table like this. And the disciples were wondering, why does Prabhupada in such a violent way throw away his bead bag? And then Prabhupada, he looked at his disciples and he said, you see, this is what you are doing. When you finish your 16 rounds, everything finished. And then he made the point that we should always chant. Not 16 rounds and then my business is done. Should always chant. Of course, we have many things to do, service, reading, studying, but as soon as we don't know exactly what to do, immediately chant. Yes. That what shall I do? Speculate. Just chant, immediately chant. So in that sense, also deeper. Just chant more. Chant more with more quality, more listening. What else we can do deeper?
In the worship, we do it
worship.
Conscious, with care. For example, we change the water. It's a simple thing. We can just throw the water and pull new water, and that's it. Hear it. Or we can, like we serve a person, carefully hears fresh water, and with that feeling, it's deeper. We are conscious that
To please
Yeah,
Krishna.
to please.
I do that service to please Krishna, please Guru, please Krishna. Rather just doing the service.
Yeah.
To feel good. I did nice service.
Yeah.
Rather to, yes, I do this service to please Guru, please Krishna. That sense it is a deeper mood of service, rendering service. Yeah. Prasadam also. Rather chanting Sarita Vita Jal Chaitanya Nitai. I chant the whole Prasadam mantra from beginning to the end. Sarita ki jai.
Glory to the body.
Yeah, just more attentively, more consciously. What is this prasadam prayer? What do I chant? What's the meaning? And then really remember, yeah, it was Krishna's mercy that he gave us this prasadam. He gave us so many things, everything. In one class, I remember Srila Prabhupada, he was almost shouting when he mentioned that Krishna is so kind. He gave us the clouds, he gave us water, he gave us sunshine, everything. Krishna is so kind. He was almost like screaming. So that awareness that, Krishna is so kind, he just supplies everything. Yeah. More deeper appreciation for prasadam. Yeah.
Thank you.
You want to say something more?
Today is Jagannath Das Babaji's disappearance day. Can you say a few words about him?
About what?
It's today's Jagannath Das Babaji's disappearance day.
Oh, today's
So, if you would say so.
You're fasting in the morning?
No, not one. Yeah.
Jagannath Das Babaji, he's very kind. We don't have to fast. He's so kind.
I remember a story. He was fasting for. He had a vow. He went in the Himalayas with his servant, and the particular vow was, I think, 40 days real fast on not saying anything. Also, just chanting, and it was about 40 days or something really long, about 2 months. And then he went 1 month and accidentally said one word to his disciple by giving him something. And then he said, "Oh, I broke my vow. Start from the beginning."
He was recognized as Paramahamsa by all the Vaishnavas. In the entire area, Vrindavan and in Mayapur.
Yeah.
Both Vrindavan and Mayapur, he was recognized as the topmost pure devotee of the Lord, eternally liberated soul. So naturally, that's also interesting in Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Vaishnavas, there was very rare to find. They were just scattered somewhere. So he was very desperate to find a Diksha Guru. And so he accepted one. But then, of course, later he could see that Jagannath Das Babaji, he's such an exalted devotee. So in a natural way, he accepted him as a Shiksha Guru. But that doesn't mean that the Shiksha Guru replaces the Diksha Guru. Diksha Guru is absolutely necessary. And the Shiksha Guru should be actually seen as an extension of the Diksha Guru. So it's not like, our parampara is just a Shiksha line. No, it's a Diksha line. But because at that time there was no spiritual organization, no founder Acharya, then that, Shiksha Guru embodied the entire teachings of all the previous acharyas. It's a little bit different than, our situation. We have a spiritual organization. We have Srila Prabhupada as the preeminent, as a foundational Shiksha Guru for everyone. It's a different situation. So thank you.
Thank you. Shall we go back again?
Jagannath Babaji is a disappearance or appearance?
Disappearance.
Disappearance. Good job.